Hello, theme park enthusiasts and horror fans, and welcome back to Planet Coaster 2 and my Graves Park, or my Graves Point, I should say, map. So, last episode we installed this nice little pub here, the Ship and Anchor. We put in these boats here. I did go ahead and change the blue to be a darker blue. Feel it blends in a little bit better for what I'm wanting there. So that works out. Now we're going to deal with this area over here. So what I'm wanting is this school is going to run along this area here. Not sure I'm going to have this piece here or not. We're going to sort of play it by ears. First thing I want is going to be a new workshop item that I got. So let's see if I can find it here. Yeah, there it is there. So we're going to have some stadiums going on. And I basically want the baseball stadium to be facing out toward the water. That is the plan for it. Because yeah, when you hit a ball out, I want it to go ahead and go into the water some there, so we will go ahead and do that. We are going to have to build up the land underneath it a little bit, it looks like, so do want it in just a bit. Alright. Actually, what I might do is just remove these seats over here in total. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do here. Alright, so let's go ahead and set that. Let's edit this building. We'll lower the piece count some, and really I don't want these seats here anyways. I wanted to, as I said, basically just face out onto the water. If I really was going to go ultra detailed with it, I would go back in and change the color on every one of these seats to be blue, but that does seem like a lot of work here. Unless I can remove... Yeah, still not going to do it. Alright. As I said, I mean, I would love for these to be all a blue color. I just don't think I have the patience to go back in and change every single one to the blue that I want there. Yeah, I think we're just going to leave them. A little bit too much work there for my taste. Let's see here. I'm actually going to edit this a little bit more. Let's go ahead and move this piece basically to here. Same with this piece. go. Alright, that did not work as well as I had hoped for. Let's go ahead and just do it this way. Put the piece in the middle there. Let's go ahead and put this piece up to say, that was not what I wanted. There we go. Just grab upwards. Alright, perfect on that. Well, not exactly perfect, but close. Let's see. Let's move this slightly that way. Alright, that's good enough on that side. Now, I do want... let's go ahead and duplicate this. There we go. And again. Perfect. Alright. Yeah, that's all one piece, so let's go ahead and move this piece over. Alright, we're gonna need two of them anyways, so let's just do that there, that there, that'll work. Then we're going to need to deal with this area. And we'll just copy this piece. I hate when I get more than one of the controls. Right about there. We'll go there. And good enough there. Alright. Now let's take this piece, move it in slightly. This piece as well, move it in slightly. Alright, perfect on that. Now we need to change up the grass here some. So for a baseball field, let's see here. We're gonna need the painting. We don't need the size to be this size though, we need it fairly small. Let's make it a little bit bigger. That is too big. That's not bad there. Let's now see if we can get it in about half, maybe. At least down to 15. I really should have dropped the whole stadium down some, I realize. It's a little bit high still. That was a mistake. Alright, let's go ahead and oh, I see what part of the problem is. The ground's not flat. So I'm gonna have to redo the lines again here, but that's alright. We'll take care of that. Let's go ahead and get the grass all good there first. At least around the stadium. I want it to be nice that way. Gonna need some staircases to get into the stadium too. Or you know what we could have? Yeah, we'll just have that one, have the stairs going up to it. Let's go with these stairs. We'll make them black. That'll work. Good enough. I don't want to deal with that really. Let's just go with this. That'll work. All right. Now let's make sure all this ground is also even and nice. And then let's go ahead and, oh, gotta get even to this. All right, perfect. And let's see here. If I go with this and I go with a grayer color here, I think this will make a nice concrete. That works all right. Alright, looks pretty decent on that side. Not a fan of the boatyard netting, but I get why it's there, so we're going to leave it. There we go. We've got our first area here, which is going to be the baseball field. Now the question's going to be next, do I want to put the football field over here, or do I want to put it down some over here? That is my next question. First of all, let's go look at the football field and see what we're dealing with as far as size. Got a soccer field. Don't really want that right now. Alright, so we've got that field, or we've got this field. Really what I'm sort of wanting is this stadium, but probably the other field on it. Let's see if I can do that together. Actually, I mean, I don't hate the stadium overall, too. There would be room over here for it. Or I could do it over here. And do this as sort of parking for this area. I am going to run out of room over on that side. Because I need to get in 3 streets here. I'm going to pull up my design of a map here. So this is what I've got. This is what I had originally. So we got the hotel, we've got this, and we moved the pub over. Gonna have these two next to each other, then an athletic facility here. But I might just do this as one big building. And the track and field has been combined with the football stadium, so that's alright that way. So we could do this in either place, have the main building here, and then just have the basketball arena over here. Yeah, I sort of like this, I think. Might move it that way slightly. Now we definitely have to sink it down. part of the problem is going to be leveling this area. So for right now, let's get rid of it. Let's get out of this. And let's level this whole area because that's going to be important here. All right, flatten the entire area. Let's go with how we are over here. Oh, and I need to still go back in and do the asphalt on the the dirt part of the baseball field. All right, so that's pretty well leveled now. Good. All right. Let's go in here and deal with the baseball field first, I think. Terrain, pebbles. Definitely want some pebbly area over there. We'll have to probably edit it a little bit in the future because where the football field is going to go. There we go. Then let's basically just go inside the lines here. Probably too thick of an area, but I can always edit that down a little bit here in a minute or two. Rather put too much and then take away than I think that might be easier. Alright, now let's go to this. Let's narrow it down. Not exactly perfect, but I'm pretty pleased with it. I think that'll work. Alright, so we got that in. Now let's go with the football field. We could do this one. But you know, the more I look at it, I really do like this stadium here. I sort of like the way this looks. We're going to put it in this direction. Would love some fencing capabilities, but I don't think I have those available to me. Alright, I think that's about as good as I'm going to get there. He is quite correct that we need some away stands, and I plan on that. since they did such a wonderful job on these stands, there is no reason for me to reinvent the wheel here. We're just going to take what he already has here and put it over to this side. Is that same netting that's over on the baseball stadium? Because that is really well done there. All right. Ah. Hopefully that'll be good. I just love the job that was done on this. Really, really well done. All right, so let's go ahead and duplicate this. Hopefully I got all the pieces. Looks like I did. Very nice. Font 3D, not OV. Let's get rid of that. Font, Nato. Alright. Lower it slightly. And we've suddenly changed it into Graves Point High School. Alright, want that blue color. I mean, to me it looks more like the blue than it does anything else, but we'll get it anyways. It is the medium blue. Alright. I want that. We're gonna go here. Roof. Flat. Get rid of that. Way too big of a piece. This might be my best bet. Yeah, we'll go with this. Oh, we're not trying to hit the trash cans. That's part of our problem. Alright, so we can't make it any different size than that. Let's go along the end zone first here. Alright. You know what? Just do it this way. Let's see here. Alright, let me go ahead and put this piece here. Whoop. I evidently did not get that piece correct over there. There we go. Alright, now let's see if I can use the lettering. Can I make lettering bigger? That is the question. Yes, I can. I can make lettering bigger. Alright, let's undo that. Let's go. Let's try 300. That looks pretty good, actually. Alright, we're gonna have to do it for each one. That's fine. Figured for a town that's called Graves Point, the Vampires would be an appropriate name for their football team, or their sports teams overall. Well, that worked out. Alright. So if I do it that way, then it seems like I keep the size that I have. Would love to be able to put the logo in the end zone as well, but you know what? That's a little bit above and beyond, I'd say, right now. Let's actually see about scaling these up a little bit more. That's a little bit much. How about 130? Like that. Actually, you know what? Scale-wise, we could probably go to 150. Yeah, I actually like the 150 there. Alright. Let's go back here. Oh, I felt like the letters were more sunken in than they are now. That's unfortunate. I'll have to go and deal with that here in a little bit. Probably because I expanded the letters. So that would make it my own fault. That's alright. Let's spin them on around here. And let's get them nice and centered the way I want them. That'll work. Alright. Let's add the letters together so we can sync them in all at the same time. Perfect. And there we go. I like it. I like it a lot. I am going to use a little bit of pebbling just along here. All right. And then we're going to do oh yeah, that's right. This is what we're doing. Ooh, but I gotta get this sidewalk in here too. Alright, let me put that in real fast. Let's see here. We're gonna need the 1. And let's go ahead and copy existing. There we go. Yeah, I need to be able to turn off rotation snap here. So hard to get it to just align properly. On top of that, this is really bothering me right here, so that is not what I wanted. Make this size smaller so I can use it where I need it to. On top of that, let's move this down slightly. There we go. So many little changes there. All right. Let's move this ever so slightly over. Can't believe there's not a fence of some kind. There is a fence. Alright, so I'm gonna have to make some changes to this baseball field because I would much prefer this. Guessing the baseball field was made before this was a thing. So yeah, we'll go ahead and make some changes to the baseball field to put these in. And then we need some around here as well. Alright, so I will do that probably before the next episode, and crazy as it sounds, I'm also really debating doing all these seats in blue. We'll see. We'll really see if I'm willing to do that or not. That's going to just take a lot of work though. But then what we're going to do is we're going to fill in some sidewalk or some walk area here to connect to this area. We'll probably have the fenced end here and make this into a parking lot for both of these areas. So, yeah, that'll be a thing. More I've thought about it. Can I move this whole thing, including the letters, as one deal? Not really. So we're just going to leave it that way. I sort of wish it was on this side, but that's alright. We'll leave it on that side. Yeah, I'm actually liking the way this is coming together, though. I really am. There's the little things that I want to change, of course, but overall, I'm actually really pleased with this. I think that it's really doing quite a bit of what I wanted it to, and actually seeing it come to life is giving me more ideas for my writing, as well as it's really sort of letting me know the type of things that I need to be doing, the little things that I need to be changing. Now, doing these sidewalks next to the road here is just really a trick. But you know what? I will get them done. We'll make them work. You know what I could do too, just to make my life a little bit easier? That way no green shows through whatsoever. That'll work. Looks like the road's a little bit rough right there, but that is fine. Yeah, that'll work out fine. So yeah, we're gonna have to put up the fences along here to fence off this area, of course. Alright. But yeah, I'm pleased with these new additions to the park, or to the town here. They're exactly what I was wanting. Then we'll be able to go ahead and I think what I'm going to do is put in the basketball arena next over in this area, because when that goes in, for one, I'm going to have to delete all these trees that are sort of in my way here. But when this goes in, it's going to sort of take up the space it's going to take up. And then from there, I will be able to decide what I have as far as spacing for the school. So I sort of want it done and in place first, and then I can put in the school afterwards. Let's get these trees as well. Get rid of those. Alright. But yeah, so we'll put the basketball arena over here. We'll get this road connected down here. And then we can go ahead and put in the school in this area and build. We're going to pretty much freehand build it. It's going to be a fairly large building overall, because it's going to be the school for the entirety of the town, not just for like the high schoolers or such. So it's got to be big enough to hold everybody. So with that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here. If you enjoyed the episode, please go ahead and click that like button. If you've not already, please subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon, so you're aware when I produce new videos in the future. Thank you, and I look forward to seeing you back for more of Graves Point and for Planet Coaster 2.